In this video we are going to talk about 10 incredible magic tricks revealed. Magic is considered to be a defiance of both nature and science. In stage magic, the illusion of the impossible appears to be a possibility. It has been suggested that paranormal abilities and occurrences are at work in the creation of magic tricks, and that magicians have been practicing this craft for ages. These arts have been employed for both entertainment and deception throughout history. Number 10. Turning coffee into coins. David Blaine's technique is well known all around the world for its simplicity. He takes 2 plastic coffee cups, chops one in half, and fills the other with coins as he does his magic trick. Afterward, he creates a small hole in the bottom of the large cup, inserts a sponge inside, and places the cup containing the coins on top of it. To complete the process, he simply needs to insert his finger inside the hole. Once the little cup has been raised, showing the coins, and the coffee has been absorbed by the sponge, the game is over. The rest is merely a piece of acting. Number 9. The Magic Sword. The explanation for this trick, which was done by James Moore on Britain's Got Talent, is straightforward. In order to do his magic, the magician has a unique construction below his garments. When he falls on the sharp blade, the tip of the sword conceals itself, and he maintains his equilibrium. He has a mechanism on his chest that causes a false sword to emerge. It appears as though the magician has been impaled on the sword as a result of all of this. Number 8. Pulling cards out of thin air. The magician places a customized card holder on the back of his hand, which he uses to hold the cards. He appears to be pulling cards out of thin air with a deft movement of his hands. Some magicians are capable of performing this feat without the use of a device, but they must be extremely skilled in order to avoid being discovered. Number 7. Bullet catch. This trick needs a great deal of preparation as well as dexterity. The magician swaps a bullet autographed by an audience member for a wax bullet, then loads copies into his gun with the exchanged bullet. When the pistol is fired, the wax bullet melts and splatters over the glass, creating holes in the surface of the glass. The original bullet is extracted from its shell by the magician, who keeps it hidden in his mouth until the big revelation. Number 6. Balloon swallowing. The key to success in this situation is the presence of small holes near the top of the balloon. Using a balloon, the magician places it in his mouth and rubs it on his tongue, causing the air to escape. In this way, the magician gives the impression that he is consuming the balloon. In order to avoid being apprehended, he will need to act quickly after inflating the balloon. Number 5. Run over by a truck. It's fully based on the principles of physics, and it works perfectly. A real vehicle collides with the unprepared magician, yet the magician is unharmed. The secret to this trick's effectiveness is a set of counterweights located on the opposite side of the truck from where the audience can see them. Weights cause the truck's balance to shift, allowing the wheels on the lighter side to roll over the top of the magician, causing him to fall to the ground. Number 4. How to guess a celebrity name in a sealed envelope. This is a simple magic trick that you can perform at a party. Before you begin, write on a piece of paper the words you will choose, followed by the name of a well-known celebrity, for example, Brad Pitt. Make sure it's someone who is well known to your target demographic. Place it in an envelope and seal it. In addition, you'll need a notepad, a pen, a cap, and a box or bag to store the pieces of paper you collect. Place a notebook in front of you and ask for people to yell out the names of celebrities. Presume to be writing down a name when someone proposes one, nevertheless, make a note of the name you placed in the envelope instead. Remove the sheet of paper off the table, fold it up, and place it in the hat. Nobody should be able to see what you're working on. Number 3. Mind reading. All mind reading is dependent on human psychology, and a magician would typically anticipate the most likely answer based on his or her experience. In order to perform the gray elephant from Denmark trick, a magician asks the audience a series of math problems, the answers to which are always the same no matter how many times they are asked. Make an attempt to perform it at home, and let us know in the comments area whether you were successful in fooling your friends. Number 2. Floating women trick. The trick begins with an assistant lying on a table in front of the magician, who is then instructed to perform the trick. It takes the audience by surprise as the magician suddenly removes the table, and his assistant appears to be levitate in midair. The magician will next prove that there are no devices or strings attached by pulling a hoop over the assistant's shoulder. There are a few tricks of the trade that the magician employs in order to carry off this popular show. The magician moves a giant hula hoop around the length of the woman's body in order to convince the audience that she is not linked to anything at all. The place at which the lift gadget is attached to the magician lets the ring to travel easily over her body without catching on anything. Number 1. How David Copperfield convinced an entire crowd that he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. In 1983, the magician performed live on television, with a big crowd seated in front of the Statue of Liberty. The statue was first visible to the crowd through two massive pillars, but Copperfield quickly concealed it behind a curtain shortly after. Within minutes, Copperfield pulled back the curtain to show that his magic had caused the Statue of Liberty to vanish. Here's how it works. What the crowd didn't realize was that they were actually seated on a massive Lazy Susan. After taking a few steps back and looking at the statue, the audience began to gently spin around until the statue was no longer visible. What are the chances that they would notice that they were being rotated? No, since it was extremely slow, and because it was put up in such a way that the illusion occurred in a region at night where there were few distinguishable markers to fool the eye. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.